Planner fam, it's Heather here with Best Laid Plans, and today I am going to show you how I use my monthly layout in my horizontal planner as a budget planner. If you've seen my previous budget planner, you'll know I was using a very heavily written full weekly planning budget, and I have a card to link to that there if you are just starting out and want to do a really fleshed out written budget. But I am finding more and more that I am tracking things on my personal spreadsheets, and I really don't need all of the weekly pages and things like that. It was just a lot of redundancy for me. It was just repeating things I had already put into digital planning, but I did want to keep track of major bills and things that come up, because I like to go through maybe at the end of the year or even mid-year and kind of flip through my monthly spreads for budget to see just sort of what came up, what maybe unexpected expenses did I see, what things did I have to cover, what routine maintenance costs I had, pet costs, things like that. And that helps you budget for the next year. So I do want to keep on doing a monthly spread. So the planner that I'm using is my Disney Princess horizontal planner, and I use this one for my social media planner on the weekly pages, wellness tracking on the currently page, and so the monthly is for budget. I'm going to go ahead and, well, actually I can leave that in. I'll take out the pages. So here we are. And I have my 3 functional sticker books, the Save Now, Spend Later, Savvy Savers, one of the Happy Planner Girl line, and this budget. There are several budget books, but this 1424 piece is my favorite. So I will be using these to do sticker placement and functional planning for budgeting. So I also have the Strong at Heart sticker book because I have sort of been following the princess for the month with each month in this planner. So I want to go ahead and use my Ariel stickers. So I'm actually going to start with one of the Ariel stickers here, this long one. And just take up part of the space here, and that's probably the only one I'm going to use from this book. And then in the Save Now, Spend Later book, I am going to take one of the account review stickers. Every month I like to go through and track my final balance at the end of the month, so that'll be the 31st for July. And I really like these stickers because they literally have the things that I am tracking. So they have my emergency fund, savings, my checking account balance, and where my retirement balance is at. And these are things that I look at every single month. And if I have sinking funds or things like that, I always put them under the savings category. And then within that also is my emergency fund. So I track those sinking funds completely separate from my physical planner. So this is really just total balances. So I'm going to put these down here. I think that'll be great for the sidebar. And now I'm wanting to go ahead and do paydays. And I get paid 2 times a month, sometimes 3 times a month. So I'm a bi-weekly employee. And if you are working maybe a salaried position where you get paid once a month and then you have to just disperse the bills at different times during the month, or you have auto payments, then you may want to do this a little bit differently. Same thing for if you maybe have double incomes so that you're tracking. I would recommend starting with pay dates and then working from there. So you may end up not necessarily planning ahead, but more record keeping in that case. This is one of the reasons why I use a digital planner. I say digital planner, it's really a spreadsheet. I have many spreadsheets that I keep for banking and account balances, things like that, that are just it's just easier for me to do it that way because I can very easily just in my phone record something. So that's what I've been doing. But you may want to just alter this a little bit. This is more for a person who has one income stream coming on a bi-weekly basis. So I just wanted to put that out there before we got started. And I'm gonna take my Save Now, Spend Later, and my first payday is going to be on the 9th, and my second will be on the 23rd. I always get paid on Friday unless there's a holiday. Most of my payments, except for auto payments, are going to come out on the day that I'm paid. I just go ahead and I do all my savings transfers and pay bills the day that I'm paid. So I am going to be using, this is the Savvy Saver mini book. And what I'm going to do is on the Saturday right after, just put bills to pay. And I'm going to do this for both paydays. And I can write in the bills and amounts as they're paid. The other type of expense that I have are just non-regular bill expenses. So those are things like vet visits or doctor's appointments, and those are separate expenses than just sort of your four walls expenses, even though I have them within my budget. So in these categories, I'll have regular bills like my electric and sewer, water, my internet, all of those. I don't have a car. I don't use a car, so I don't have an auto payment, but you may have an auto payment that you pay regularly. And then of course my mortgage. And in my case, my homeowner's insurance and all of that goes through my mortgage payment. So I wanted to show you, I went through and actually filled in some of the bills with the stickers in the Savvy Saver book. They have some really good regular bill stickers that are just spelled out, so I added those for where I needed them, and then anything that's different I can just write in, but these were the ones for this month. And the next thing I'm going to do is put in my auto payments. So I do have a few auto payments, and these are for things like subscription services and my Amazon Prime. So for instance, I had an auto payment come out on the 9th for Amazon Prime, and I think I'm going to use a purple pen because why not? So and then I have another on the 28th that will come out, and that is for Sticky Club. That is the sticker subscription that I use. And I also have one on the 20th. So that's going to be for my 6-month Earfleek renewal. I like to, I don't go out anymore really or jewelry shopping a lot of places, but I really love earrings. And I had to replace a lot of my earrings because I started having issues with a nickel allergy. And so I couldn't just buy like cheap earrings here and there, and all of their earrings are nickel free and allergy safe, and they're really cute, and it's one of the cheapest subscription services you can get, but I've really enjoyed it, so I'm gonna continue it. So I'm gonna put my Earfleek renewal. And that should be all of the auto debits for this month, except for my Microsoft Office subscription, and that comes out on the 17th. So it's nice to just look at this and be able to go, oh yeah, that is when that's coming out, as opposed to having to constantly check through my email messages or my account and be like, oh, when is that coming out? Is that going to come out on a payday or after payday? And then I can budget accordingly. And I'm going to go ahead and move to this book. This is the budget book that I mentioned earlier. And one of the things I forgot to put in here is that I always do savings. So I'll just put this one right here. And I usually do my savings at the first paycheck of the month because I pay my rent and mortgage at the end of the month. And so any other maybe unexpected expenses will be covered here. But I wanted to go ahead and do a deposit when I got paid on the 9th. I did one. So I'll have that there and record the amount. I like those books, like little rainbows, and they have, you can put the amount for what you spent on like a shopping trip or eating out. So I had the vet visit on the 9th. And then I also went out to eat. Went out through a drive-thru to eat, so not too much, but that was my little treat to myself on payday. So I'm gonna put a brunch sticker here as well. And I'm gonna move over to the 11th, which is today. I did some shopping on Amazon. I got a couple of items, but I wanna go ahead and record that there. And then I also paid a credit card. I have just one credit card. It's a store card, and I don't ever use it except for buying something and immediately paying it off. So it always has a zero balance. So I'm going to put that there on the 12th, because that's probably when it will be posted. Just because there's a blank space there, I can't kind of put everything on the one square. And then I'll have groceries as well that I purchased. And that is something that I put in the order usually on the Friday that I'm paid. But since there's not a lot of room there, I'm going to go ahead and put the amount. I'll just put the sticker here. And I know the amount because it's in my digital planner. I think there's enough room there. Yep. And then I'll also get some more groceries on payday on the 23rd. Typically, I do not get as much groceries toward the end of the month as I do at the beginning. It's usually just refreshing my produce or perishable items at that point. I'm just going to cover up that place where it says rent with that little house sticker because I have a mortgage and I don't rent, and that took forever to accomplish, and I'm very proud of myself. So I am going to stick with that. I'm going to put a little blank one here under shopping trip because I also paid off an Afterpay for Happy Planner. And I have another Afterpay now for Overtone. That's where I get my hair color from. I have bright pink hair right now, by the way. I'll just write those in. So that really is everything that I have for this month. Most of the things that I'm anticipating in terms of cost. I do tend to have more things going on here rather than the beginning of the month, even though I do have some auto payments and things that come up. And I'm sure that I will have other expenses or savings deposits and things later, but I can always add those in. So these are the ones that I know about, and I am pretty happy with that. The one thing that I did not write in are my prescription costs. I'm probably just going to use a blank sticker. So I've got that right there. And then I'll write in the names of the prescriptions when I get them. So this is really it for me in terms of my budget. I think that this is just much easier for me because I do use so many digital tools, but it's always helpful to see on a monthly layout at a glance really when things are going to come out, when you pay things, to know that everything is getting done, because I can tell you that the beginning of my month was a little bit slower and the end of my month is going to be super busy. I've got meetings and conferences, and I don't want to have to worry about when does this come out, or how much is this, or did I pay that. So this is going to help me to accomplish that. The one thing I want to go ahead and do now is just add some decorative stickers and some goal stickers, and then I think we will be finished. So here is my final, partially after the pen spread. I'm obviously not going to be putting any personal financial information and numbers and things on what I'm sharing, but I do have everything set up. As you can see, this is a much more minimal spread than some of my other spreads that I do in like the monthly for my main planner, where I do a lot more artistic stuff, because the purpose of this really is functional and motivational. So I have room to write monthly goals and some notes. I have my budget review for the end of the month, and I have some nice, just good reminders about saving and being choosy about my spending. So this is really everything that I need. And if you are looking to do something maybe a little more minimalist in your planner for budgeting, and you want to just do more recording of when bills are coming out and when you've paid them, as opposed to keeping a weekly log, which is what I was doing before. I don't use cash envelope system. I use sinking funds and a debit card. I only have one major debt left, and I'm currently working to pay that off. And that's my student loan. But otherwise, my focus right now is really on saving and retirement and planning for future expenses, so I'm never caught off guard. That's something that's really important to me, because I have definitely been in the position where I was working multiple jobs or was just making ends meet, and I learned a lot from that, and it has really guided me. So I'm not saying that that's not a good way to budget. I think that if you're just starting out, you definitely should have a fully written budget. But I like to keep a spreadsheet that works a lot better for me, and I can track changes and things, which I wouldn't necessarily be able to do with a physical planner. So this is really more record keeping, and being able to use this for seeing what happened in a month. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be sharing my July monthly spread in my main planner, which is much more decorative and artistic. So if you are interested in that type of spread, that'll be coming soon. But I hope this helped you if you are looking to just use maybe your monthly spread for something like budget and you weren't sure where to get started. I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a like, comment below if this was helpful to you or if you'd like to see more budget content, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.